Es un caballero.
Es un hombre extraordinario.
Me impresiona mucho.
Pues sabes que yo creo que no es tanto el físico, es más bien la personalidad que tiene y todo lo que proyecta.
Ya me lo imagino con su smoking blanco, un martini en una mano y un costoso habano en la otra.
Provocativo. Atractivo.
A new stereophonic sound spectacular.
Hello there, and welcome to the exciting world of hip. This is a new departure in language instruction for English-speaking people who want to talk to and be understood by jazz musicians, hipsters, beatniks, juvenile delinquents, and the criminal fringe.
Bonjour madame, bonjour monsieur. Nous allons, grâce à ce disque créé spécialement pour vous, essayer de tirer ensemble le maximum de qualité sonore de votre chaîne haute fidélité.
Sit back, relax, and close your eyes.
And I will actually tell you to open your eyes and your eye and your mind. Welcome back, everybody. This is your Coach F. Today it's your Coach F on a Friday Live Agile number 131. And now, as you're going to see, it's not going to follow the week because we have now 3 programs. You have one in French, the first Friday of each month with myself. It's un café avec Alexandre, a coffee with Alexandre, mostly in French, the first Friday of the month, still at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. The subsequent Fridays will be mostly the Friday Live Agiles and sometimes the Agile Wars series. Like next week, I'm going to get back to you about this very soon. And the last Friday of the month, of course, it's for the DARE Real Agile Podcast on business agility, where I hope I have a guest or not. So today, as I saw the new mention of the way the studio works right now, apparently, I could see chat only from YouTube. Rumble, I'm going to go later. And for Twitter, I'm going to go later too. And LinkedIn, especially LinkedIn, it's not like they call it a comment. It's not even like live. Sometimes it's live, sometimes it's not. So if you are watching this on LinkedIn, do me a test. Do me a favor. Say I in the comment, and I'll see if it's going here or not. And again, if you'd like to support my folly, my agile folly, my Scrum way of doing things, what are you waiting for? Smash this like button right now to bring more people into the Renaissance message. And by the way, if you are watching or listening to this transmission, you are part of the Renaissance, and the Renaissance is way beyond Agile. So today we have a kind of a double program. It's mostly, let's go like this. Agile is an adjective, okay, according to Webster, Oxford, and Harper, all right? And Agile is not a methodology. It's not a mindset. It's not an organizational structure, not even a culture, certainly not a noun. So we're going to deep dive into this today, my beautiful loungers, my beautiful people and follower of the DARE Real Agile Podcast. If you are doing your jogging with me right now, you're going to run for about probably 45 minutes. So be ready on the treadmill, on a beautiful bike path, wherever you are in this beautiful planet. Again, we're going to deep dive into this reality check, objective reality checked. Okay? So is there someone in the chat right now? No, that's the open bot chat of the Agile Lounge. And before we go into this Agile is an adjective and this reality checked objectively about the kind of a real objective definition of what is Agile and do we have an Agile community, this will be a kind of a prequel of next Friday, November the 17th, where I'm going to go deep dive into, yes, kind of acting courageously with the value of Scrum, denouncing the fakeness, the non-willingness of truly being agile, of truly defining it, So next week, be with us because Coach F will be on board of an Agile Wars series, kind of information wars, to put things in perspective about beyond the definition of what's going on. So, and later I'm going to go back to this. Agile is an adjective, why it is like this, and what we could do together. And yes, and next week we're going to more respond into, is Agile a community or a movement, or it is not? And we're going to have probably someone with us, who knows, because I receive a lot of comment and a couple of, I think, yes. All right, so Ryan, where are you? You are on LinkedIn, and it's a purple LinkedIn. I like it, so welcome, my friend. So the comment chat of LinkedIn seems to work. But as you know, I'm linked out. I'm still doing it on LinkedIn just to tease the people and to get some attraction. But to tell you the truth, I prefer you join Coach Chef here on YouTube because it's only the YouTube functionality that goes right away into my studio. But now, Ryan confirmed me that also if you are watching it on LinkedIn, you could chat with me. Oh my God, the squirrel is everywhere. Better here on YouTube. Yes, indeed. Whoops. Yes, indeed, Ryan. I hope you're doing well. And I was actually attempting to get some space because I'm in between two great cities. I spent the week in New York giving an enterprise Scrum training to someone, doing some follow-up with upcoming contract for me that will be happening in that great big apple. And I met, Ryan, could you believe it? I met with a beautiful and amazing soul in the flesh, on the top of the rock with Harold. Oh my goodness, if I don't have it on front of me, could you write his last name? I don't want to scrap it, but anyways, Ryan, I wish you will have been with us, especially my friend Mary. She's a librarian, very high quality. So that was a great moment, and I can't wait for the November 21st in Agile Boston. And next week, we're going to talk more about this. And, we're going to talk more about this Agile Boston versus other Agile stuff. Yes, it was Harold Shinsato. I don't know if he's watching right now, but kudos to you. It was very nice to meet you. And by the way, he did agilely, unpromptu, unplanning, unscripted. He took out his camera and we did a clip of about 10 minutes on the top of the rock at the Rockefeller Center with a beautiful, oh my God, there's pops there. Oh, whatever. So anyways, so I'm really glad and happy to be before you today to discuss about this. But before we go into the objective reality check of what is truly agile, which is an adjective that we use in sports and arts, and everything, to have a flexible mind and body. Yeah, because if we use agile in sports, it's for your body. Breathe with me. Breathe with me, like some of my subscribers in Scotland will say, breathe. Huh? You know that accent? But also, agile, and we'll see later, it's the flexibility of your mind. So that's probably why a lot of people say it's a mindset, but it's not. MTFS. Anyways, before that, I'd like to show you a couple of clips to celebrate. We are right now in one of the artifact moment, one of the outcome moment of what I'm talking about for the last 3 years at the mic of this Friday Live Agile from my lab in Tulum with a bunch of genius blockchainer. And I don't know, for those of you who don't know, I'm in that for 14 years. But since October the 31st, Halloween, we are celebrating the 15 years of the ramping up of the creation of the blockchain protocol, which is an artifact, which is an outcome of what I'm talking about for years and years and years. It's a real result of self-manage, self-organize at the civil level. even beyond organization, structural design. And I loved it like crazy. I really appreciate it. I really embrace it. It's a dream come true. People gathering together to say F you to centralized bank and create a protocol of security for peer-to-peer transaction. So, I would like to show you one of my M&A from Quebec, the province of Quebec, at the House of Commons. Okay, House of Commons, sorry. And it could be the House of Commons as well. Because in French, it's kind of parlement. It's like speaking and lying. If you would do a contraction, yes, I love language. I'm a sucker for language. So, I'd like to show you a couple of clips to celebrate this 15 years because before the white paper and before the launch of the first Bitcoin on January the 3rd, 2009, something happened before in the fall of 2008, and we are in it right now. So I'm going to show you a couple of clips, having a little discussion about this decentralized finance and how you could become your own bank. And then after, we're going to switch back to Agile is an Adjective, and starting my part 1 of 2 of Is There an Agile Community, as my friend Ryan rightfully asked in another podcast of mine that I answer. And from that answer, I will extrapolate and also calling out Agile Montréal that do nothing. Agile Montréal and his Agile Tour, they do nothing, absolutely nothing to enhance or to evolve or to create this sense of community. And what is a community? And I like, so probably next week, Ryan, if you're free, I don't know, you could maybe jump with me and we could have a conversation instead of me monologuing. Who knows? Because it's going to be inspired by your great question and my response to your question into that. So without further ado, yes, exactly. Ooh, community. Community of what? Of practice? Ooh, but we practice what? Based on what values, what principle that inform patterns, huh? So that's what I'm gonna like to show how much this new institution and the making, the Open Leadership Network. And also I'd like to learn more about the open space and beta codex that I believe that will help business agility becoming the real future, not only of a scaling process. Oh my God, those stubborn. No, it's the future of management. That quote goes to Steve Denning, and I love him so much. I hope he's doing well. And anyways, New York was amazing, and Boston, wait for Coach AF coming up to kick your ass. Yes, I will, especially on the Bitcoin stuff. Okay, Ryan, so we'll get later about this. So let's do a little celebration of the 15 years, the 15 holidays of the Bitcoin, shall we? So without further ado, sorry. So this is the one, I think. So this M&A from Quebec City, Quebec Province, at the House of Commons, exactly on the day of the Bitcoin white paper. But actually, we have to be clear. There's the first email, and there's the white paper. Yeah, the paper was published on October 21st. So let's listen to this, and we'll be back with more interaction.
Of Satoshi Nakamoto's white paper that gave birth to the Bitcoin network, a fully decentralized peer-to-peer way to exchange value. In the words of Twitter founder Jack Dorsey, the Bitcoin white paper is one of the most seminal works of computer science in the last 30 years. I couldn't agree more. In fact, over the last decade, we've seen Bitcoin empower the underbanked as well as those living in oppressive regimes. Women, for instance, who use Bitcoin all over the world to evade unjust restrictions on their financial freedoms. It's also helped thousands of families of the tragedy of currency debasement. Now, in full disclosure, Madam Speaker, while I do own Bitcoin, I'm not advocating for anyone to buy it, but for everyone to study it, progressives in particular, because after all, Bitcoin was born in the midst of the great financial crisis as an alternative to big banks' greed and the system that never failed to bail them out. It stands for a truly progressive ideal. So today, Madam Speaker, let me thank Satoshi Nakamoto, whoever that may be, and wish a happy 15th anniversary to Bitcoin's white paper. Today marks the 15th anniversary of Satoshi Nakamoto.
So here you have it. I hear a lot of people from the Open Leadership Network and this soi-disant Agile community outside of Open Leadership Network talking about progress, social progress, economical progress, civilization progress. And I'm telling you, since October 31st, we are celebrating whoever or whatever it is, Satoshi Nakamoto, white paper with the 13 principles that also inform patterns on how to become your own bank, free yourself from the tyranny of the financial system, that the game is rigged. So if there's rule of the game, it's not for us to be outlaw. It's for us to create something that will benefit humanity and human first. And we do it with love and passion because this is our energy. And this is why when I was at the Hacker Fest in the summer of 2009, pay attention here. And I saw that table, the blockchain revolution. I went there and I signed the white paper with those principles. And for those of you who are wondering, I'm going to put link to the source, to the OG source at bitcoin.org for that white paper that's still there. Still there for you to read as the Agile Manifesto. So as anything in the talk, technological adoption life cycle, it's the story of my life. Every time I'm an innovator or an early bird, early adopter, and when the masses of sheeps come in the wagon, and we come from a niche market to a mass market, I'm disappointed to see so much lie, so much misinterpretation. And that goes for everything. Our beloved Agile movement, 23 years later, as we saw with the Agile Paradoxon, that goes with that. And me, I'm a fucking real guy, man. Okay? I'm not just talking shit. I'm acting. I'm activating thing. Everything that I said, I'll do. I do it and even more. So I was glad to meet those guys in the summer of 2009, sign the paper, get informed, and in the fall of 2009, I already had some Bitcoins, and I never change it back. I keep them as an alternative, as the new world that's coming. I keep them. It's part of the Renaissance, the global Renaissance movement. After the darkness we are in, and my hypothesis is we are in the darkness and this new Middle Age since 1991. It's been 30 years or so, 32 years, and we're gonna go fall again with all this stupid war. And by the way, before I'd like to show you something, because I'm like Gerald Celente. Gerald Celente is a good financial advice from Kingston, New York. He's been for 40 years publishing the Trends Journal, really accurately predicting all the downfalls of any market or any financial and even the real economy element to this. And he is the only one, probably also with Max Kaiser and some few, it's a fringe of us who dare to speak about peace and love, even in the marketplace, even in the professional realm. And I'm really disgusted to this linked out. And let me show you why, if I could get it back here. Because this is like, man, I don't understand. People prefer cats. Is that what you're telling me? You prefer to watch cat doing a cuddle to a puddle? That is beautiful. Yes, it's going to be relaxing when you wait for your flight. But I was in New York, as I said, and with my friend, we took a moment at the strawberry fields, okay? Let's see if it's going to be... We took a moment at the strawberry fields in Central Park West to embrace autumn in New York and the plenitude, and to pay tribute to one of my favorite... Oh, God. Remember, when I cry, it's closer to the truth. To my beloved John Lennon. And the singer there from Argentina, and sorry, I don't remember, I don't took his name, but I'm going to show it to you right now. So I did this little clip. I shared that story on Instagram, received about 15 likes, okay. But it's not about the numbers, it's about the attention span. But LinkedIn linked out for some reason, 3,000 view later, no comment, no like, no nothing, no interaction. It's like if you ask for peace, objectively, because it was not even, I'm going to show you my message, it was not even talking about one side of another side. Okay, whether it's what's happening with Ukraine and Russia, or possible Taiwan with China, or what have you. No, nothing. Just peace. Could we have peace to evolve, to develop, and to reflect as a real civilization? And I don't remember who says that. You could help me in the chat, please. Someone says like, someone in the West was asking someone in the East, the Eastern culture, what he's thinking of the Western civilization, and the Eastern person replies something like, because I'm quoting, like, he says like, oh, you mean the Western civilization? It will be nice to have one. Yes. And that was in the 60s. Can you imagine that? So let me share it to you into this medium, because I don't think I didn't do a short on YouTube, but I will be. So let me show it to you. The thing that received absolutely no attention, no nothing on Linked Out. And it was a beautiful moment in Central Park this week when I was there in New York. So let's do this. You ready?
I have no one to lead, and the ancient temple streets to death with dreaming. And I hate is a tambourine and play a song for me. I'm not sleepy, and there is no place I'm going to. And I hate is a tambourine and play.
So, here you have it. A beautiful song from Bob Dylan. Don't remember the name of that song. You could tell me in the chat if you remember that. Sing beautifully by this Argentinian singer. And Central Park West at the beautiful place. If you've been in New York and you never stopped there, you should. It's near the 72nd Street on Central Park West. Strawberry Fields. You have it on the map. Sit, listen to the song. Do your prayer, do your meditation there. It's amazing. It's one of my favorite spots into this amazing park in Central Park. So I just posted like this on Linked Out. Live from Strawberry Fields, Central Park West. Could we have peace, please? I demand peace now. Are you with me? So there's nothing about I'm taking side here. I'm taking the only side of progress and civilization and humanity with love, with peace. Are you with me? Tell me in the comment below. Because this video will stay on Rumble and YouTube. And I know a lot of people are watching, having their breakfast on Saturday. So tell me right now, between you eggs and bacon, are you with me to demand peace now for progress and innovation and for us to thrive as the greatest species on this planet? Are we? Am I alone crying in the dark? Wishing for more love in this life experience? Try answer that fucking question. Yes, I'm raging, calling for love, because I'm impatient. I'm truly impatient of all of us, including me sometimes. I really feel alone here in my studio today. I thank you, Ryan, to be there. Don't know who is the other 11 people. As I said, I don't see the Rumble chat. I'll go right to there. A lot of people will say like, hey, you were not supposed to talk about agile as an adjective. But Ryan, my friend, it is controversial. Did you see me calling one or the other side or something? Did you see me? I saw a post having more comment and likes and stuff from community I won't name, on both sides, by the way, having more attraction. So no way LinkedIn amplifies controversial posts. Putting a great singer singing Bob Dylan in Central Park at the Imagine spot of John Lennon Memorial and when my friend and I were doing what we call a meditation for peace. This is controversial. Wow, I didn't know that, Ryan. I'm really shocked that you teach me that this morning. I'm trying not to cry in front of everyone. I really cry alone in the dark now. This is why, if you are listening to this, and if you like what I'm proposing, you are part of the Renaissance. Would you like to come with me in a Renaissance? There's the Renaissance 2.0 with decentralized finance. We are going to build something here in Quebec, the first Liberty Bitcoin city, with Bitcoin inside a couple of your appliances, to reuse the energy of your mining and to heating your home. There's the Freedom Sales Network across the United States, Australia, Europe, East Europe, Costa Rica, preparing for the life after. And not preparing like preppers. It's more like we are not fearing any kind of catastrophe or wars. It's not preppers. It's to live another life. It's to live another way. It's to uncover new way to live together and different. Really appreciate you, Ryan. Yes, BS Agile, AI crap gets all the juice on LI. Hey, it's remind me like LinkedIn is like a lie. Could I say like this? So, again, if you are catching it, and I know a lot of you guys, a lot of you are watching it, especially on Rumble and YouTube. Now it's about 80% of you watching more than 35 minutes. And sorry about that, I'm losing. You are watching more than 35 minutes and you're not subscribed. So I'm surprised. This is because you don't have an account. But actually, for me to get the data that you are watching it without being subscribed to my channel is because you have a YouTube or Rumble account. So do it right now. Subscribe, hit the bell, or hit the glove on Rumble. And every Friday I'm here. And as I said, right now, be aware that the first Friday of the month will be in French and will be out of Agile. It will be with AFJ, a cafe with Alexandre, a coffee with Alexander. So, yeah, Bitcoin, 15 years old. It's now being institutionalized. Don't be fooled, guys. Don't be fooled like the Agile people are being fooled since 2016. Because I think 2023, especially the spring of 2024, with the big bull market, the clan of the investor will cry like little baby. But the clan of change, transformation, and progress, like me, the Bitcoin maximalist, will celebrate the fact that we have an alternative exchange and we have enough to build our community. And in that case, Ryan, these are real community. And of course, if you cannot send me some Satoshi or buy me a coffee, what you could do is share this video to your friends and family and colleagues. And you could do the share with exactly where you want them to watch the first 60 seconds. So you just use a timer, and it'll be for them from this invitation to watch or not the entire 45 to 1-ish time. So let me show you, like right now, let's take a break with a couple of clips again on Bitcoins, shall we? And when we'll return, I'm going to read you what I wrote and the train about Agile is an adjective. Okay? You're good with that? Tell me in the comment below the chat if you're good with this program for the next 20 so minutes or so. On this Friday, November the 10th. Remember. Yes. Lest we forget. So let's take a break with that. We'll be right back.
So let's start. You can see the archives of the cryptography mailing list from November 2008 here. And
I love his voice, by the way. It's really soothing.
She got a good amount of feedback actually for the month of November. About 3/4 of the month was taken up talking about the Bitcoin white paper and the system on the cryptography mailing list. You can see Hal Finney is in here as well, chiming in. James A. Donald seemed really interested at the time. He had a lot of comments. John Levin is also commenting. So yeah, this is kind of historical emails of Satoshi's back and forth with people. Let's start with the first reply. So we already went through Satoshi's first email where he's proposing the white paper, and you can still find that here. And if you haven't read through the white paper, there's a good video on that I did a week ago. You can find that.
And thank you for that, my friend, my Bitcoin Discord.
So this is a reply to that email by James A. Donald. It's the first reply, November 2nd, 3 days later. We very much.
So 15 years later, we're exactly in that. We're exactly in the build-up and the building of this great innovation. This is the greatest innovation by the people, for the people, guys. Do you realize it? This is more agile than agile.
To have monetary value, they must be transferred within a very large network. For example, a file trading network akin to BitTorrent. To detect and reject a double spending event in a timely manner, one must have most past transactions of the coins in the transaction, which naively implemented requires each peer to have most past transactions, or most past transactions that occurred recently. If hundreds of millions of people are doing transactions, that is a lot of bandwidth. Each must know all or a substantial part thereof. All right, and then we got Satoshi's reply to that feedback on the same day, November 2nd, a couple hours later. Actually, how fast was Satoshi to the reply? Let's see here. So this was 20.
Amazing piece of history.
1846. Pretty quick. Yeah, just like.
I will put the link to that Bitcoin channel, the original guys. I love them.
That criticism or feedback. And Satoshi says here, long before the network gets anywhere near as large as that, it would be safe for users to use simplified payment verification, Section 8.
SPV.
Double spending, which only requires having the chain of the block headers or about 12 kilobytes of data per day. SPV, which is like pruned nodes. So you don't have to store the entire blockchain if you're running a...
And wait for the proof of work, which is more powerful than definition of done.
Only stores as much as you want. As little as, I think it's around 8 gigabytes at the moment. It's not a full node. It's not fully verifying all the blocks and all the data, but it's verifying enough so that you're not trusting someone else's node, but you're trusting your own node. It's not perfect, but it's better than not running a node. And it's better than trusting someone else's node to verify for you. Only people trying to create new coins would need to run network nodes. At first, most users would run network nodes, but as the network grows beyond a certain point, it would be left more and more to specialists with server farms of specialized hardware. So already, like, Satoshi is predicting ASICs here, and the separation of or specialization of node runners and miners potentially. Maybe not specifically mentioned in here, but it's kind of
All right, guys. So I'll just give you a glimpse of this.
It goes on here. A server.
Because as you could see right now, is it that? So that channel, I'm gonna put the link for this great channel. If you'd like to educate yourself into the real Bitcoin, the source, these guys are part of it. It's really artistic. They do music as well to explain it to you. And we're gonna finish this Bitcoin segment with that, a little music. And I'm sure some of my audience who are watching live on this Friday the 10th, it's not proof of stake, it's proof of work. But still, maybe, I don't know. So let's do this little thing. But truly, this is probably one of your source of information to educate yourself in Bitcoin, as well as, and let me see if it's gonna work here. I'm just testing something empirically. Bitcoin.org. Do you have it on your screen, or I have to change it? No, perfect. Okay, so if I have, so you see, this is also the through source, as this site that you see on your screen right now, Bitcoin. This is the source where all the documentation, all the education is there. Also a test on how to choose your own wallet away from exchange. Don't go to exchange. You'll be screwed. You should do your Bitcoin yourself. You should purchase them yourself if you don't want to mine it. Or I could help you by sending you a couple of Satoshi to open it, but never use an exchange. Okay? As a maximalist, as a purist, as an objective reality, Bitcoin, no other shitcoin, it's a waste of time. No NFT, it's a waste of time. And NFT, by the way, it's part of this kind of world order where they want you in a pod with the Apple Glass or whatever they call it, with the AR, AI manipulating you more than the algorithm, and you're gonna eat the bugs. Yeah, I'll say that much. And dare to comment, I'm a fucking right-winger, that I don't believe in right-wing or left-wing. I believe in the fucking head of the eagle or the condor, okay? So, yeah, that's why, Ryan, so let's show it. So that's why, as I understand, which is not much, proof of stake is related to it. Yeah, but Ethereum is shit stuff. Ethereum is like safe in the Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency, okay? You have the OG Bitcoin. It's like Bitcoin, and the site you have on your screen right now, it's like the Agile Manifesto, that it's evolving a lot faster than the Agile Manifesto, by the way. But Ethereum is like Dean Wintingwell creating a safe framework, okay? And Ethereum has its own network, has its own centralized blockchain. That's the problem, because the principle in the white paper, it's decentralized. So, and if you'd liked on it, I could do a full show where you come live with others. And even Jeff Sutherland, I can wait to educate him on that, because he have said a lot of foolish things on Linked Out lately about Bitcoin. I don't think he understands the power of this blockchain innovation, that it's even more Scrum than Scrum. I'll say that much. And for me, being an early adopter of both those systems, the Agile way of doing things, and plus this Bitcoin thing, we are in the chasm of this mass adoption of both of those things, with all of the problem that democratization does, with a lot of fake con artists and what have you. So the Ethereum guys from Toronto, Canada, are a fucking fake shit. So it's not proof of stake. We call it in our network proof of fake. Okay? Because Ethereum won't have any value if there's a crash, according to even Gerard Celente, Peter Schiff, and other great minds who had predicted from 2006 the bubble crash of the last financial crisis. And by the way, we are, since probably 2018, the last 5 years, we are in a crisis, but they find some excuse to do a slow fall, but we are falling. So anyways, enough of the economy. do I show you this little song from my friend over at Bitcoin channel? Let's do this a little bit. Let's take a pause because I'm gonna get ready for the last part of the live stream today, which is what I wrote in the train about Agile is okay.
There's one thing you need to do before.
Sorry about that. Let's watch this 2-minute breaks. And I would like to remember my audience as well that in about 20 days from now, and this is your last day, if you are in the Montreal area, or you could commute to come and join us for the 5th anniversary. It's been 5 years I'm facilitating the Scrum Beer. It's a user group brought to you by yourself and brought to you by my still association with Scrum Alliance. So it's a user group. We talk everything about business agility, Scrum innovation. It's going to be on Thursday. Okay, watch for it. Thursday. All the link will be in the description, as well in the pinned comment of Rumble and YouTube for you to get to register because it's limited to 30 people. I already have 16 people catching, and today it's your last day to get your Scrum Value tickets at 33% off. So instead of $20 for 2 pins, it's $15 right now. So do it now. All the link are in the pinned comment of YouTube and Rumble, as well in any other place you could find. If you do Scrum Beer Montreal on any of your search engine, you'll find it out. And no, Ryan, I won't debate you right now. I don't care if guys are really cool. Ethereum is shit, whatever it is. Okay, I'm really strong on it. They will get nowhere with those other coins than Bitcoin. Let me tell you that. They will lose everything they put in it. Sorry, that's the fact. It's not even my opinion. It's a fact. It's the way it's work. So on that distraction, let's do this 2-minute pause, and I hope you're gonna be with us in Montreal on November 30th at Le Ciboire Microbrewery, craft beer, great beer there, great poutine, and great mac and cheese as well. And we're gonna celebrate the 5th year, and we're gonna do a fuck up Scrum. Already have one Scrum Master, courageous enough. And open enough to come and share his fuck up in Scrum. And also, we don't know yet if he's going to ask help from the user group or if he's going to propose his solution to this fuck up. So without further ado, let's do this 2-minute break, completing the 15-year anniversary of the blockchain protocol, the built-up and crafting of the white paper for Bitcoin. 15 years ago, it was that moment. It was happening right now in November. And November the 5th, when I was in New York, I didn't have time to do this. So let's do this now.
Good evening, Bitcoin.
Allow me first to apologize.
That's the emergency channel.
I do, like many of you, appreciate the comforts of everyday routine, the security of the familiar, the tranquility of repetition.
Bloody hell.
I enjoy them as much as any bloke. But in the spirit of commemoration, whereby those important events of the past, usually associated with someone's death or the end of some awful bloody struggle, are celebrated with a nice holiday, I thought we could mark this November the 5th, a day that's sadly no longer remembered, by taking some time out of our daily lives to sit down and have a little chat. There are, of course, those who do not want us to speak.
Just let me think.
I suspect even now, orders are being shouted into telephones, and men with guns will soon be on their way.
It's Janet Yellen.
Damn it!
Why? Because while the truncheon may be used in lieu of conversation, words will always retain their power. Words offer the means to meaning, and for those who will listen, the enunciation of truth. And the truth is, there is something terribly wrong with this country.
You designed it, sir. You did it, proof. You told me every television in London.
Cruelty and injustice, intolerance and oppression. And where once you had the freedom to object, to think and speak as you saw fit, you now have censors and systems of surveillance coercing your conformity and soliciting your submission.
We need cameras.
How did this happen? Who's to blame? Well, certainly there are those who are more responsible than others, and they will be held accountable. But again, truth be told, if you're looking for the guilty, you need only look into a mirror. I know why you did it. I know you were afraid. Who wouldn't be? War, terror, disease. There were a myriad of problems which conspired to corrupt your reason and rob you of your common sense. Fear got the best of you, and in your panic you turned to the now High Chancellor KYC. He promised you order, he promised you peace, and all he demanded in return was your silent, obedient consent. More than 400 years ago, a great citizen wished to embed the 5th of November forever in our memory. His hope was to remind the world that fairness, justice, and freedom are more than words. They are perspectives. So if you've seen nothing, if the crimes of this government remain unknown to you, then I would suggest that you allow the 5th of November to pass unmarked. But if you see what I see, if you feel as I feel, and if you would seek as I seek, then I ask you to stand beside me, and together we shall give them a 5th of November that shall never, ever be forgotten.
Yeah, there you have it. And the funny thing is, at the end of this clip I showed you, the proposed video, it was the white paper and visual. If you don't want to read it, if you're too lazy monkey to read the paper, that I'm going to put the link on the pinned comment for the source of it. You could also watch it on his beautiful channel. So I'm going to give all the credit to these guys. All the thing will be in there. And I never tried the poutine. So when you come in Montreal with Harold, it's an invitation to both of you, and he told me in a texto, I'm going to bring you to the real OG place, the real McCoy of the poutine in Montreal. Yes, I'll do. And don't get me wrong, Ryan, I'm really passionate about it. Like, I know it was not an invitation or chance to debate, but I always see it like this sometimes. Especially lately, you are kind of strong on sending things like this. So this is distraction for me. But as I'm transparent, I put it there. And whatever the guy in Denver, I don't know who you're talking about, because Ethereum is mostly Toronto, Scarborough area, the house of it. Of course, there's people around the world that also use that network of Ethereum, but this is not the time here and now to discuss about opinion about. And unfortunately, you should bring me these guys, and maybe they want to talk with me, Mike Kaiser, Stacey Ailey, Michael Saylor, and others to understand why they're going to lose everything that they put into Ethereum. They should transfer it before April 2024 into Bitcoin or into silver and gold. If they are your friend, please tell them right away, because they're going to lose their house. I'm telling you, man. That's not an opinion. It's a fact, study, and proof. So anyways, now, without further ado, let me read you my poem on the Agile is an adjective. Shall we? So Agile is not a methodology. Agile is not a mindset. Agile is not even an organizational structure. It's not even a culture. And it's certainly not a noun that you sell with fear. You're surprised and you don't like what I'm telling you right now. Oh, poor you. Put an emlet on your head and go ride your bike in the Rocky Mountain. Because life ain't easy. But it should be easy if you'd like to be real agile. And agility as an adjective, both in sport and arts. Sports will ease and flex your muscle and your body. And in arts, it will flex your mind to be innovator and create beautiful music, beautiful painting, beautiful play, beautiful script. And all of these things, like artificial intelligence, augmented reality, virtual reality, will never ever be as agile as a human being could be. But the problem with this agile community or agile movement that we're going to discuss more in depth next Friday. So it's a rendezvous next Friday the 17th at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to denounce a couple of institutions that pretend to be agile in the sense of this objective definition of a way to move and a way to advance and in a way to progress which they don't. And all of the above definition that Agile could be a methodology, Agile could be a mindset, Agile is an organizational structure that we couldn't, it's not even a culture. Culture is the enemy of imagination. And by the way, Ryan, that's a roundtable I would love to do if you could gather people to talk about the culture and even the culture game, but I didn't read that book from Dan. But the culture for me, from what I've learned with Terence McKenna, is the enemy of the imagination and thus innovation. And I would like, we discussed it openly, to see if it's true or not, because I still don't know. But that's an invitation. But culture, Agile is certainly not a culture. It's only a set of values and principles that inform pattern for you to uncover a new way of producing your goods and delivering your goods and services. That's the fracking objective reality of being and doing Agile all at once. Because all of those debate on Medium.com and LinkedIn locked out of people pretending they know better and they do these this versus this, they are stuck in a mindset of polarity that is bringing us to darkness. So all of the above definitions or use of the qualificative adjective are utilized by insecure and misinterpreted weak consultants, yes, I'll say that much, that partake into the agile industrial complex and contribute to creating the inflation of fakeness and the inflation of disappointment that result, as what we saw a couple of weeks ago with Harold and Ryan, of the agile paradoxon. And because of this, 97% of the people fake it till they make it. And they make it wrong and give a bad taste to a great idea and promise for a better world of work. And we, the 3%, are becoming impatient and grumpy and aggressive and would like to millet. Thus, I personally decide to distance myself from that now massive regressive adoption of Agile, to pursue real progress with Agile Adjective and Agile Objective with the Open Leadership Network, if they want my craziness, invitation-based powerful approach and contribution for Renaissance with the 8 patterns of open business agility from Mr. Daniel Mizik that I love so much. My intent, pay attention, open your ears, open your eye, open your mind. My intent and propose value from now on, my desire of into what I would like to put my energy, which is love, is in first the interaction with others, first, and this will be improved. But these are the 5 things that I would like to put my energy, read love, in is common sense and progress. 1. 2. Empirism and subsumption architecture as process enablement over enterprise culture. Yes, let me repeat it again. It could be tricky. The empirism by itself, not empirical process control. That's bullshit. Empirism from science, you know? And the subsumption architecture as process enablement over enterprise culture. Fuck your enterprise culture. Fuck your lip services. Put real stuff in it. Put science, arts, and sport and do it. Outcome-based delivery based on OKR, objective and key result, over KPI and bureaucratic C2 approach. That was 3rd. My 4th thing I would like to put energy into it. People experience first, all at once, and the improvement of enterprise Scrum propose value to real open business agility as the future of leadership. And finally, 5, for Renaissance. With all of the above 4 and conscious next level agile leadership. Yours truly, founder of POW Solution and Agile Lounge by AFJ Group Holding Company. Somewhere between New York and Montreal on the planet Earth on October the 31st, 2023. So, agile is an adjective described as the ability to move quickly and easily. And agile is not a methodology, is not a mindset, is not an organizational structure or either an enterprise culture, is certainly not a noun that you sell with fear. And now, I thank you so much for your attention of accepting, I hope, my invitation to put some energy, love into these things. Truly beyond this agile community or movement or whatever the fuck they call themselves. It's pity. I pity them. And that's not good. I know my mom will tell me that's not good. And let's see in the chat now. I'm with you on that, brother. AI will never, ever overcome real emotion. And you have to question ourselves too. And this culture game of Terence McKenna and Dennis McKenna and Graham Hancock, you have to understand that when we say culture is the enemy of the imagination, could you imagine how much culture we take from art, and art, it's artificial already. So sometimes I've got this hypothesis above and over the stone monkey theory that we are already ourselves, the artisan or the artist of this pseudo-intelligent stone monkey theorem that's been debunked, but still got a goal of you. So have a nice weekend, Ryan. Thanks for being there, and I'll see you soon, privately and publicly. So it's mostly the end. I just want to go check though my Rumble people that I love so much, because Rumble is the future of it. So let's see how many people are there, because it's always more people. And yes, it's about 30 people watching on Rumble compared to about 2-3 on YouTube. And I don't know for LinkedIn. And as Ryan tested, if you are watching it on LinkedIn, you could chat with me. I will see it without opening another window. And now I apologize for the quick feedback you're going to hear. Oh my goodness. Three clicks on LinkedIn to get there. So there's how many people? 5 people on LinkedIn. How? Hello. Linked out and come join me on Rumble or YouTube. And is there any chat here? Go to live chat. No. So it's your last 15-30 seconds to say something. End the chat right now, as I would like to bid you an amazing and fantastic weekend. For those in the United States, I know it's your day off today for the Veteran Day. So give thanks to them. As a Canadian, part of the gang of Canada. But you know, my gang is the cosmos. I'm a cosmopolitan. I don't believe in this frontier. And I believe in no borders, actually. I'm a John Lennonist. But I could tell you one thing, though. I love you. Because in Lakesh, Alaken, I could be another you. And reciprocity. So we're going to end the show like usually. With my kind of prayer. With my kind of mantra. That remember who you really are. You are wonderful. You are powerful. And you are free to be whoever you want it to be. And to do whatever you want it to do. and respect of one another. Happy weekend, guys, and see you next Friday. Next Friday, it's Coach AF with Agile Wars. That's going to be the logo, and it's going to kick some ass just before my flight to Boston. Cheers.